at the Junior Beast Taming School, where the students are reminded of the upcoming Beast Master exam, scheduled to take place in less than a week. Tomorrow is the crucial day of the Beast Master Qualification Assessment. Inside the classroom, the teacher addresses the students, congratulating them on forming contracts with their first beasts. He emphasizes the importance of resting well and preparing thoroughly to achieve good results. After delivering his advice, he dismisses the class. Later, a group of students discusses the upcoming assessment. One student expresses his nervousness, while another reassures him, saying their current skills might still allow them to qualify as apprentice Beastmasters. However, the challenges of advancing to the higher Beastmaster Academy remain daunting, and some students don't even dare to dream about it. Meanwhile, a confident boy shares his ambitions. He aims to join the Beastmaster Academy in Ninjeong City. Though he acknowledges it's not the top-tier academy, he feels his abilities are sufficient to secure admission. In contrast, another student worries about failing the apprentice exam, fearing a life of mediocrity if he doesn't succeed. Our boy Lin Zi reflects on the Beastmaster Qualification Assessment, knowing it will be held soon. He is a time traveler who entered this world just a week ago by traveling through time and space, taking over this body. As he sorts through the memories of his new host, he learns about the dark history of this world. Hundreds of years ago, during a catastrophic event, dimensional rifts opened, unleashing hordes of ferocious beasts. Despite the overwhelming threat, humanity fought back with resilience. Through brutal battles, they eventually discovered ways to tame these beasts, turning them into powerful allies for survival and combat. From the chaos of the past, the Beastmaster profession emerged, becoming a key force on the world stage. These individuals gained recognition for their ability to tame and control powerful beasts. In this era, beast tamers were revered as symbols of power, status, and authority. For anyone who aspired to elevate their societal standing, becoming a Beastmaster was the ultimate goal. It was not just a profession, it was a ticket to the elite class of society. For the younger generation, their dream was clear: to become a spirit master, wielding immense strength and influence. In this world, once individuals turned 18, they were eligible to form their first contract with a beast. The strength of their soul determined the level of the beast they could tame. Those with stronger souls had access to more powerful creatures, setting the stage for their rise as formidable beastmasters. He reflects that all the grand opportunities of being a beastmaster don't really apply to him. Before he took over this body, the original owner had already formed a contract with a harmless little snowball beast that could only act cute. Frustrated, he realizes that the beast is not only non-lethal, but also incapable of evolving. It's a far cry from the powerful beasts that most beastmasters use to rise in status and power. This leaves him questioning if he's destined for an ordinary, mediocre life in this world. Feeling cheated by fate, he laments how others who time travel gain immense powers or world-destroying abilities, yet his own situation is so lackluster. He wonders why he ended up with such misfortune after coming to this world. As he broods over his unfortunate situation, a group of classmates approaches him. They mockingly tell him to stop worrying about becoming a beastmaster, suggesting that an ordinary office job would suit him just fine. They taunt him further, joking that he could use his harmless little snowball beast to sell ice cream at a mall entrance. They remark about selling iced mineral water, leaving Hid visibly angered. He glares at them but keeps his composure. Just then, a system begins to activate. A screen materializes before him, declaring that the achievement system has been successfully launched. Surprised and excited, he realizes this might be his long-awaited gold finger, the cheat ability often granted to travelers in other worlds. He wonders if it took so long to appear because it was charging, but now, everything could change. He is thrilled as the system activates fully, exclaiming that the heavenly sound of its arrival feels amazing. His gold finger has finally appeared. The system displays his current stats. His physique and spirit levels are slightly below average. His pet beast is the little Snowball, and he has no achievements or techniques yet. The system explains its features. Achievements and bonus items can be earned for completing specific tasks. These achievement points can be used to enhance the growth of beasts, unlock skills, and improve Beastmaster attributes. He is particularly thrilled at the idea of earning points and sees it as a game-changing opportunity. He turns his attention to his pet beast, Little Snowball. The system reveals that it has the Ice attribute, a Rank 1, Stage 1 beast. Its growth rate is currently 23.48%, and it possesses a skill called Cold Air Breath. Additionally, it can grow through fighting or consuming energy-rich items, and once it reaches 100% growth, it will evolve. He learns a crucial detail about Little Snowball. When its growth reaches 100%, it can trigger evolution. This revelation shocks him, as he had assumed that evolving was impossible for his pet beast. Curious, he delves deeper into the system's information. It reveals two possible evolutionary paths for Little Snowball. Giant Route. This path focuses on enhancing melee combat capabilities and physical strength while sacrificing control over ice elements. The next form, the Snow Monster, can evolve up to rank 5, making it a formidable brute force fighter. Queen Route. This path amplifies the beast's talent for ice element affinity and spell casting abilities while weakening its melee attributes. The next form, the Ice Crystal Spirit, can evolve up to the King rank, granting it immense magical prowess. He is stunned to realize that Little Snowball, which was thought incapable of evolving, might actually possess a hidden evolutionary route. He reflects on the possibilities, thinking that if this is true, he might not have to resort to mundane jobs like setting up an ice cream stall after all. Instead, he begins to wonder if he truly has a chance to become a Beastmaster. The system confirms that the Queen route could lead Little Snowball to evolve into the Ice Crystal Spirit, a form capable of reaching the prestigious King rank. The conditions for this evolution include achieving a 100% growth rate and obtaining rare items like Ice Element Essence and Spirit Jade. Excited by the potential, he decides to take immediate action. He plans to use achievement points to upgrade Little Snowball and help it grow. The system lists several achievements, including contracting the first pet beast, passing the Beastmaster qualification assessment, and enrolling in a Beastmaster Academy. Each achievement offers rewards, but for now, only the reward for contracting his first pet beast is available to collect. He eagerly claims the reward, receiving 100 achievement points and a spirit crystal. With excitement building, he turns his focus to Little Snowball, determined to use the achievement points to help it grow. He initiates the process, channeling the points into Little Snowball. Bright lights engulf the little creature, and the system announces a level up. Little Snowball's stats improve. With a surge of energy, Little Snowball successfully evolves to rank 1, stage 2, achieving a 100% growth rate. He is thrilled, seeing proof that his efforts and the system's capabilities are real. He marvels at the results, exclaiming how the level-up process actually works. The system informs him that he has consumed 77 achievement points, leaving 23 remaining. Little Snowball appears slightly stronger, but the protagonist can't help but feel underwhelmed by the brief and dazzling special effects. He jokes that as an F-class beast, Little Snowball's status isn't entirely unjustified. The system reminds him that for Little Snowball to continue evolving, he'll need 20 Ice Element Essences and 1 Spirit Jade. These items are rare and expensive, making the task more challenging. Despite the obstacles, he is determined to gather the resources and advance Little Snowball further. He begins planning his next steps, securing money and heading to the pet shop to buy the materials necessary for Little Snowball's evolution. As he walks, one of his classmates mocks him again, taunting him about selling ice cream with his snowball. Ignoring the jeers, he calmly reassures Little Snowball not to take such insults to heart. With determination, he declares that tomorrow's Beastmaster qualification assessment will depend on their combined efforts, signaling his resolve to prove everyone wrong. However, the mocking classmate sneers, calling him trash. He snaps back, the classmate revealed to be a member of the powerful Zhong family, the second largest family in Zhongning City. He responds, saying the Beastmaster final exam will prove who is truly worthless. Zhong Hao taunts him further, claiming that someone with a useless beast shouldn't even bother. Another classmate joins in, laughing that he should stick to selling popsicles instead. A girl named Guan intervenes, warning Zhong Hao not to cross the line. Zhong Hao, recognizing her, pretends to back off but continues to insult Lin Zi indirectly. He mocks her for associating with someone he considers trash and implies she would be better off siding with someone of higher status, like him. He reassures Guan, telling her there's no need to argue with the bullies. He confidently states that they'll understand the truth when the time comes. Afterward, he informs Guan that he needs to visit the pet store to prepare for tomorrow's qualification assessment. She agrees to head home on her own, wishing him luck. As he arrives at the store, Lindsay is struck by the high cost of evolution materials, lamenting how months of savings disappear in a single purchase. Returning from his errands, he is greeted by Guan, who invites him over for dinner at her house. She mentions her mother asked her to extend the invitation. He agrees, saying he'll join later. As the conversation shifts, Guan hesitantly brings up the Beastmaster qualification assessment happening the next day. She asks if he will accompany her to the event. Lindsay calmly replies that he also needs to participate, surprising her. Excited, she encourages him to show up strong and make an impression, especially against Zhang Hao and his gang. He reassures Guan, confidently promising to handle the situation. She smiles, takes her leave, and he watches her go, determined to make tomorrow's assessment a turning point. Later, sitting at home, he reflects on the high cost of the Ice Element Essence and Spirit Jade. Addressing little Snowball, he mentions that leveling up in the future will require even more resources. He lays out the materials, encouraging little Snowball to eat and evolve. Watching his pet beast consume the items, he gently reminds it to take its time, as no one will compete for the resources. Suddenly, little Snowball begins to glow and expand, signaling the start of its evolution. Surprised, the Lindsay exclaims, wondering if this is truly happening. A sudden glow from little Snowball. He steps back, surprised, as an overwhelming burst of energy surrounds them. Little Snowball begins to change, evolving into a new form. Amidst the dazzling spectacle, little Snowball transforms into the Ice Crystal Spirit, a Rank 2, Stage 2 beast. The system lists its new skills, including Icicle and Extreme Cold Domain, and reveals that its next evolution would be into the Snow Maiden, requiring even rarer materials to advance further. He is ecstatic, declaring the evolution a success. He proudly admires the Ice Crystal Spirit, realizing that this marks a turning point in his journey. He checks his pet Snowball's stats, and is surprised to see that its rank has directly jumped to Rank 2, Stage 2. This level of growth is unexpected since the average strength of pets at his school typically lies between Rank C and Rank E. Snowball radiates an icy aura that surprises Lindsay with its intensity. Holding it in his arms, he shivers and comments on how cold it feels. As he observes Snowball's surroundings, the icy energy continues to grow stronger, creating a frosty explosion around them. Lindsay realizes that Snowball's strength has increased far beyond his expectations, affecting even the environment around it. The achievement notification confirms Snowball's evolution, granting Lindsay 100 achievement points and a Strength Crystal Roman 11 as rewards for reaching this milestone. He reflects on the materials he used for Snowball's evolution. He notes that without the system prompt guiding him, no one would have considered feeding such rare resources to a weak pet beast. Confident in his decision, he activates the system to extract his rewards. 2 items materialize in front of him, a glowing spirit crystal and a strength crystal. The spirit crystal enhances spiritual strength, which determines the number and level of pets he can contract. The strength crystal boosts his physical fitness, a crucial attribute for survival. Without hesitation, Lindsay consumes the strength crystal. As he absorbs the strength crystal, a surge of power courses through his body. He feels a transformation beginning to take effect. His physique becomes visibly enhanced, surrounded by a powerful aura of energy. The system panel displays his updated stats. His physique has doubled from 1 to 2, his spirit from 0.8 to 1.8, and his spirit power from 80 to 180. Snowball's rank is confirmed as Ice Crystal Spirit, Rank 2, Stage 2, while his achievement points have risen to 123. Testing his newfound strength, Lindsay punches the air, feeling the cold no longer affect him. Instead, a steady stream of energy flows from within, marking a significant breakthrough in his abilities. He tests his enhanced strength by punching a wall, leaving a deep crack. He reflects on the importance of physical strength, even for those who rely on their pets. In dangerous situations, being physically strong can significantly increase survival chances. Meanwhile, Snowball clings to Lindsay's leg, making adorable noises. Lindsay smiles confidently and decides to take the next step in their evolution. Determined, he boldly declares, "Just go all in," and decides to use all his achievement points. As he channels his energy into Snowball, a radiant light surrounds them both. The system confirms the upgrade Snowball has reached Rank 1, Stage 2, with a 100% growth rate. He uses 123 achievement points, pushing Snowball to Rank 2, Stage 4, with a growth rate of 24%. Snowball now radiates an icy and confident aura, indicating its immense power. Lindsay smirks, confident about the upcoming evaluation. He knows the Advanced Association will be shocked by their progress. The next day, Lindsay walks through the bustling city streets alongside his sister Guan. She asks if he's ready, and Lindsay confidently replies that he's not only ready, but also determined to obtain the Beast Master qualification today. Guan beams with excitement, noting how motivated Lindsay has become. She comments that the old him would have never participated in something like this. He smiles and responds, "People will always change." Meanwhile, some students nearby notice them. One points out Guan, calling her a talented third-year student at Pinghai No. One middle school, and questions why she's always with someone like Lindsay, whom they consider a loser. Another student mentions that Zhu Hong confessed his love to Guan the previous day and was rejected. Frustrated, one girl expresses her disbelief, questioning what makes Guan so special and why others seem to admire her. One of the students hushes the others, reminding them to keep their voices down. Lindsay, overhearing their comments, reveals internally that Guan is his cousin. Despite being a genius and admired by many at Pinghai No, one middle school, Guan doesn't seem to care about others' opinions. As they walk together, Guan asks Lindsay if he really plans to use Little Snowball in the qualification assessment. Lindsay smiles confidently and assures her, "Of course, don't underestimate Little Snowball." Guan playfully suggests celebrating if they pass the assessment, and Lindsay jokingly hugs her, causing her to exclaim in surprise. She mentions a store she has wanted to visit for a long time. Suddenly, they are interrupted by a loud voice calling out to Guan, demanding her to stop. A young girl points at her, accusing her of stealing her boyfriend. Guan, unfazed, calmly asks, "Who are you? Who's your boyfriend?" Guan identifies the girl's so-called boyfriend as Zhu Hong. With disinterested, she recalls that Zhu had confessed his feelings to her, but she rejected him without hesitation. The girl, enraged, accuses Guan of seducing Zhu first, unwilling to believe her explanation. Unwilling to waste time, Lindsay steps forward and gently pulls Guan away, stating, "Let's go, we have more important things to do." Without any further interaction, the two walk away, leaving the others behind. As Lindsay and Guan turn to leave, the muscular man grabs Guan by the shoulder, stopping her in her tracks. He demands, "You don't take me seriously at all. Did I give you permission to go?" Guan, unbothered by his grip, narrows her eyes and coldly says, "Let go." A menacing aura surrounds her, causing the man to hesitate as fear flashes across his face. Enraged by her defiance, the man raises his arm, preparing for a strike as he attempts to intimidate her. As the man swings his enlarged arm toward Guan, Lindsay calmly steps in, effortlessly grabbing his wrist mid-strike. The unexpected move shocks everyone, including Guan, who watches in silence. The girl protests, yelling at her brother to stop playing around, adding insults about how useless Lindsay is. The man glares at Lindsay and mocks him, questioning if he's trying to play the hero. "Do you really think you can protect her? You should consider your own situation first." Lindsay's expression darkens as he glares at the man. In an instant, he counters the attack, launching the man into the air with a single, precise strike. The impact is so powerful it reverberates through the surroundings. The man crashes to the ground with tremendous force, shocking his sister, who screams, "Brother," as she rushes toward him. Lindsay stands unfazed as Guan watches from a distance. Lindsay adjusts his jacket with a calm demeanor and tells the onlookers, "I'm her brother. If you need something, just ask me." The man's frustrated and bruised. Guan, observing from a distance, clenches her fists in awe, thinking, "It turns out brother Lindsay is so good at fighting." Meanwhile, Lindsay marvels at his own strength. he remarks to himself. I didn't expect my strength would be this great after strengthening my physique. The man, enraged and humiliated, yells, deliberately seeking death. Don't blame me. He charges toward Lin Zi, his arm glowing with a fiery blue energy as he prepares to unleash a powerful attack. As the energy builds up, the surroundings tremble, and a dazzling light bursts from his strike. Guan watches with concern, but Lin Zi remains composed. Suddenly, the man's summoned beast, a ghost wolf, its spectral form exudes a chilling aura, and its system stats reveal it to be a rank 2, stage 1 beast. The man smirks confidently, pointing at his ghost wolf. He mocks Lin Zi and Guan, saying 2 high school students like them could never compete against his rank 2 beast. Guan observes the situation, realizing her pet beast is only at rank 1, stage 7. Though she has some faith in it, she understands the huge power gap. She admits the chances of victory are slim but resolves to fight anyway, knowing there's no alternative. As Guan starts preparing herself, she notices Lin Zi moving forward. Surprised, she calls out, asking him what he's doing. Lin Zi glances back at her, confidence as he takes charge of the situation. Guan hesitates and asks Lin Zi if he's planning to use Little Snowball and another plan she suspects. He confidently assures her not to worry, that her qualification assessment must not be jeopardized. He tells her to leave everything to him. The girl mocks Lin Zi, ridiculing him for his so-called qualifications and how someone like him dares to speak so boldly. She urges her brother to take action and teach Lin Zi a lesson. The man, unfazed by Lin Zi's confidence, orders his ghost wolf to attack. The wolf charges forward with immense power. Lin Zi steps forward, his hand glowing with power as he prepares to confront the ghost wolf. The ghost wolf leaps toward him with blinding speed. The wolf's attack connects with a burst of light. Suddenly, Snowball unleashes its ability. The surrounding air transforms into a domain of extreme cold, freezing everything in sight, including the ghost wolf. The girl and man are caught off guard by the sudden appearance of this powerful Snowball. Guan wonders aloud if this powerful entity could truly be Snowball. Lin remarks with a confident smile that Snowball has evolved, leaving Guan still in awe of its new power. The man commands it to strike swiftly. The ice beast surges forward, Snowball's transformation glowing with energy. She evolves into the ice crystal spirit. An icy attack icicle is unleashed, sending sharp, freezing shards toward the man's ghost wolf. The impact shatters the wolf's form into pieces, leaving the man stunned. He stares at the scattered ice fragments in disbelief, muttering, "Impossible," regaining his composure. The man yells at Snowball's master, Lin Zi, questioning how a mere high schooler's pet, only at rank 1, stage 9, could instantly defeat his rank 2 pet beast. The man panics, realizing they've underestimated Lin Zi's pet beast. He hurriedly tells his sister they need to leave, admitting their miscalculation. Before they can retreat, Lin Zi blocks their path, calmly but firmly making it clear they aren't allowed to leave. The man and sister are frozen in fear as Lin Zi unleashes a massive icicle attack, covering the ground in ice and leaving them stunned and powerless. The man, now completely overwhelmed, bows his head and apologizes. He admits his mistake and pleads for forgiveness, addressing Lin Zi as Big Brother. Lin Zi reminds him that his apology is directed at the wrong person. Realizing his error, the man turns to Guan, apologizing sincerely for his behavior. He assures her it won't happen again and vows to teach his subordinate a lesson for causing this mess. The sister watches her brother in disbelief, softly calling out to him, clearly shocked by his sudden regret. The man, frustrated with his sister's hesitation, scolds her and forces her to apologize quickly. As the situation de-escalates, Guan dismisses their apology, telling them to leave immediately. The man quickly agrees and grabs his sister to retreat. Lin Zi standing next to Snowball, who now looks stronger and more composed. He gives a slight nod, acknowledging the resolution. The man and sister hurriedly flee the area. Guan excitedly praises Lin Zi, amazed at how he defeated a rank 2 ghost wolf. She asks how he managed it and wonders if Snowball, now the ice crystal spirit, can evolve further. Lin Zi acknowledges her excitement, but reminds her they have little time and need to hurry to the qualification exam venue. Snowball cheerfully follows as Lin Zi strokes her head, radiating confidence. in the Imperial Beast Association building, where a crowd has gathered. Among them, several onlookers marvel at the magnificent Origin Stone, a mysterious artifact central to their training and examinations. At the Imperial Beast Association, Guan and Lin Zi observe the Origin Stone. Guan marvels at its size, while Lin Zi notes that it doesn't seem extraordinary at first glance. As the qualification begins, Lin Zi reflects on the importance of this test. It's the final assessment of the year, and failure would mean losing the chance to become a Beastmaster. Determined, he resolves to succeed. A representative addresses the candidates, explaining the process. Each participant has received a bronze medal, with rankings low, medium, high, and superior indicating their level. These medals are the key to accessing the Origin Stone realm. The representative explains the rules. Candidates must choose the difficulty level of their challenge. Higher difficulties offer greater rewards but come with increased risks. The rewards include enhancements like increased spirit, physique, and pet growth rates, as well as unlocking additional pet slots. The Origin Stone displays the rewards for each level: low, medium, high, and superior, with superior offering the most significant benefits. The crowd reacts with mixed emotions. Some are inspired, dreaming of passing the superior difficulty, while others doubt their chances, knowing the difficulty of even the high level. One participant resolves to clear the lowest level and secure their promotion. Guan turns to Lin Zi, curious about his choice. Lin Zi remains silent, deep in thought, as he considers his decision. The examiner advises the candidates to carefully select their difficulty level, as it will affect their future development. Guan hesitates, contemplating her decision as she stares at the options on her medal. The Origin Stone displays the choices made by the participants. Most choose low and medium difficulties, while only one person selects high, and another dares to pick superior. The crowd reacts in disbelief, mocking the person who chose the superior level, calling it reckless. They doubt whether such a person can handle the challenge, laughing at their audacity. The crowd mocks the superior selection, joking that someone might have accidentally pressed it by mistake, calling the decision foolish. Meanwhile, Lin Zi, holding his medal, displays a confident smirk. He is determined, silently declaring that whoever challenges him will fail to apply to the Imperial Beast Academy this year. Guan notices Lin Zi selecting the superior difficulty and is shocked. She expresses her concern, warning him that failure would cost him the chance to apply to the Imperial Beast Academy this year. Lin Zi, however, remains confident, reassuring her with a calm smile that he knows what he's doing and has it under control. Nearby, the crowd starts speculating about the person who chose superior difficulty. They assume it must have been a mistake or that the person is overconfident and foolish. The examiner questions Lin Zi, wondering if he ignored the earlier advice to carefully consider his choice. Lin Zi, holding his medal, confidently states that his decision was made after careful thought. The examiner's demeanor darkens as he skeptically asks if Lin Zi truly believes he can pass the superior difficulty. Lin Zi, unfazed, firmly responds with determination in his eyes, "Of course." The examiner smirks, commenting on Lin Zi's boldness, acknowledging that young people often take risks. He then reiterates that all participants have made their selections. Turning to the group, he officially announces the start of the assessment. The candidates sit in meditation around the Origin Stone as a mystical energy begins to flow, enveloping them in preparation for their trials. The Origin Stone glows intensely, releasing a surge of energy that envelops the room. Each participant is surrounded by a sphere of radiant light, signifying the start of their individual trials. The examiner observes the participants on the stone's display, noticing their positions and energies. He specifically takes interest in Lin Zi, remarking that his choice and actions are intriguing. Lin Zi finds himself transported into a massive arena, realizing he has entered the virtual realm of the Origin Stone. The rules of the trial are explained. Any injuries sustained or the death of a pet beast within the virtual realm will not affect reality. This assurance allows participants to give their best without hesitation. Lin Zi smirks confidently, stretches his arms, and prepares to face the challenge head-on, ready to showcase his strength. Lin Zi notices a screen appearing in the virtual realm. The display indicates he has unlocked a system-related achievement. With a confident grin, Lin Zi remarks how convenient it is to access the system here. The screen confirms his reward: 100 achievement points and a spirit crystal. He taps the screen to claim the rewards, stating that the spirit crystal and points will be useful for the trials ahead. After claiming his rewards, Lin Z notices the system displaying an increase in his attributes. His stats have been significantly boosted, along with a notable enhancement in Little Snowball's abilities. Smiling confidently, Lin Z clenches his fist and thinks to himself that his chances of victory have increased dramatically. Just as he's relishing his newfound power, the sound of a large door opening catches his attention. A giant beast entering the arena. Lin Z and Little Snowball prepare themselves for the incoming challenge. A fire beast appears, its body glowing with flames. It's a rank 1 stage 7 pet beast, radiating heat and ready to attack. Lin Z observes it calmly, noting it doesn't match the high difficulty level they were expecting. The fire beast launches a blazing attack, spewing a fiery blast toward Lin Z and Snowball. Unfazed, Lin Z smirks and counters the attack with Snowball's evolved powers. He commands, unleashing ice crystal chains, which instantly freeze the fire's momentum. Snowball charges up its energy, surrounded by icy spikes, and launches a concentrated attack. The explosion of frost collides with the fire beast's flames, creating a massive burst of energy. The aftermath fills the area with frost and mist, and Snowball remains unfazed. It breathes out a chilling wind, freezing everything in its path. The frost spreads further, signaling Snowball's complete dominance over the fight. Lin Z stands confidently beside Snowball, remarking that his ice crystal chains prove to be far more effective than expected. Having cleared the first stage of the challenge, Lin Z and Snowball move forward. The doorway to the next stage opens, signaling that they've passed one of the 5 levels in the trial. In the next area, Lin Z encounters a new opponent, a skeletal bound in cloth, emitting an eerie aura. The being is identified as a rank 1 stage 9 undead creature, its hollow laughter echoing through the chamber. Lin Z smirks confidently, thinking to himself that while a rank 1 stage 9 opponent might be challenging for others, it's nothing more than a simple task for him. The examiner observes Lin Z's progress through the challenge, analyzing the situation on a large map that shows the arena and the ongoing battles. Back in the arena, Lin Z stands victorious with Snowball as the icy battlefield confirms their overwhelming power. The examiner comments smugly, addressing Lin Z. He points out that Lin Z's previous victory was merely due to an elemental advantage, hinting that the real challenges are yet to come. Lin Z and Snowball move forward, successfully completing the second stage of the challenge. As they step into the new arena, a shadow looms over them. A creature with glowing, hypnotic eyes appears, its presence radiating menace. The beast reveals itself a rank 2 stage 1 plant-type creature, towering with a twisted and unnatural form. The examiner observes Lin Z's progress through the challenge on a glowing map. He remarks to himself that Lin Z's pet beast is only rank 2 stage 1, and defeating the current rank 2 stage 1 opponent will be nearly impossible, even with great talent. In the arena, the plant creature launches an aggressive attack, aiming its sharp claws at Lin Z and Snowball. Lin Z, unfazed, counters with Snowball's ice chains. However, the plant creature smashes the ground with its powerful limbs, creating a devastating impact that shakes the battlefield. Taking advantage of the chaos, it uses its vines to entangle Snowball. Snowball remains calm, even as the plant beast charges in with glowing claws, preparing for a decisive attack. Meanwhile, the examiner watches. With a smug smile, he comments that while Lin Z might be strong for a freshman, his strength is limited. Back in the arena, Snowball activates the extreme cold domain, releasing a powerful wave of frost that freezes the surroundings and slows the plant beast's movements. The creature struggles against the overwhelming cold but roars in defiance. Lin Z smirks confidently and taunts. "Did you think we only have one skill?" Without hesitation, he commands Snowball to unleash another powerful attack icicle, intensifying their offensive against the plant beast. The plant beast roars as its body is pierced by multiple icy spikes from Snowball's icicle attack. The battlefield is now a frozen arena, with the creature trapped at its center. Snowball's frost spreads further, encasing the plant beast entirely in a solid block of ice. The plant beast, now fully immobilized, struggles in vain as more spikes of ice penetrate its frozen body, ensuring its defeat. With Snowball's final attack, the plant beast is completely frozen and defeated. Lindsay calmly declares the battle over, signaling the end of the third level. The frozen arena stands as a testament to their victory. A notification appears confirming that Lindsay has successfully cleared the third level, leaving only 2 levels remaining in the challenge. Elsewhere, participants who failed the earlier stages express their frustration. One complains that he was so close to defeating the pet beast, while another laments his failure to pass this year's challenge, burying his face in his hands. Amid the group of participants, one excitedly celebrates his success, exclaiming that he's now an apprentice beastmaster. He didn't expect the initial challenge to feature a rank 1 stage 6 pet beast, but he managed to overcome it. Meanwhile, others watch in frustration. One participant clenches his fists and mutters his dissatisfaction, lamenting his failure and comparing his performance to those who succeeded. Someone notices the next challenge, a vicious claw beast. The announcement stuns the crowd, who recognize it as a rank 2 pet beast. Murmurs of disbelief ripple through the room as they question why such a high-level beast would appear in the apprenticeship assessment. The 4th level ends with a decisive victory for Lindsay and Snowball. The frozen remains of the opponents stand as proof of their power. Onlookers exclaim in amazement, recognizing Lindsay as the one who challenged the superior difficulty level. With the 4th level cleared, the final stage of the challenge begins. Lindsay confidently remarks that they've reached the last level. In the observation area, participants watch in disbelief, questioning why Lindsay is so powerful. One mentions they know all the top students from the local high schools, but Lindsay's strength seems unmatched and unfamiliar. Meanwhile, Guan happily celebrates her own success, announcing that she's now an apprentice beastmaster. However, her thoughts immediately turn to Lindsay, wondering about his progress and eagerly anticipating his performance in the final stage. The crowd gathers around the monitor, awestruck by Lindsay's performance. Cries of admiration echo through the room as they acknowledge his strength. Guan, watching closely, realizes that Lindsay has cleared the 4th level on superior difficulty. She clenches her fists in excitement, calling it incredible. As the final stage begins, the roar of the beast resonates through the arena. A massive saber-toothed lion emerges. Its sheer size and ferocity shock the onlookers. "It's a rank 2 stage 5 beast," someone exclaims in disbelief. Others remark how impossible it is for a newcomer to defeat such a creature. Guan, though visibly concerned. Lindsay watches calmly as Snowball prepares for battle, commenting that he's finally facing a worthy opponent. Snowball summons another icicle attack, its sharp fragments shooting forward with incredible speed. The enemy's movements are lightning fast, making it difficult for Lindsay to track. He's caught off guard, realizing the speed of the saber claw assault as it closes in on Snowball. Snowball braces herself against the powerful attack, the clash sending shockwaves through the area as both sides fight for dominance. Snowball takes a direct hit, showing signs of wear as the intense battle continues. The trainer smirks, confident in his pet's advantage. He challenges Lindsay, curious if he has any new tricks left to show, while mocking that this might be the end for him. The saber-toothed lion charges forward, its ferocious aura overwhelming. Lindsay observes the fight carefully, recognizing the disparity in power. He acknowledges that while Snowball has the advantage of being at a higher stage, the outcome depends on various factors like attributes, environment, and strategy. Lindsay notes that Snowball is in a weakened state after consecutive battles, facing such a strong opponent with superior speed and power. The saber-toothed lion grows more ferocious, realizing it might actually lose if the battle continues like this. Lindsay calls out to Snowball, urging her to brace herself for the incoming attack. The lion lunges with full force, claws glowing with lethal energy, aiming to end the battle in one decisive blow. Watching closely, Lindsay stays calm but focused. As the lion charges, he recognizes the moment he's been waiting for. Now's the time, he thinks. Snowball summons a final icicle, releasing a concentrated burst of freezing power to meet the lion's charge head-on. The aftermath of the clash leaves a cloud of frost and dust hanging in the air. The saber-toothed lion lies on the ground, visibly injured, with icicles embedded in its body. In the crowd, spectators murmur in confusion. They speculate about the outcome, some wondering if it ended in a tie, while others question what exactly just happened. One onlooker points out the lion's condition, drawing everyone's attention. The saber-toothed lion struggles to move but ultimately collapses, its defeat becoming evident to all. The examiner observes the aftermath of the battle with intrigue. He analyzes how Snowball was able to defeat the saber-toothed lion, concluding that Lindsay's pet must be at least rank 2. Impressed, he acknowledges Lindsay's hidden capabilities. Lindsay remains calm as he reflects on the result of his careful preparation and strategy. The saber-toothed lion lets out a ferocious roar, its power still evident despite the setback. Meanwhile, Snowball stands firm. Snowball's eyes glow intensely as it channels its energy into a powerful strike. The battlefield is filled with a burst of light as Snowball unleashes an overwhelming attack, aiming directly at the saber-toothed lion. The lion charges forward, attempting to counter Snowball's attack. Its paws meet the icy terrain, but shards of ice quickly form around them. Despite its struggle, the saber-toothed lion roars and pushes forward. Lindsay analyzes the situation, noting that the saber-toothed lion, being a beast adapted to extreme cold, has remarkable resistance to icy attacks. Despite his confidence, Lindsay begins to feel the pressure of the lion's resilience. A system notification suddenly appears, declaring a new achievement unlocked. The display reveals that Lindsay has gained 100 achievement points and unlocked a new skill feature. Intrigued, Lindsay wonders aloud about the meaning and potential of this newly unlocked ability, his mind already planning how to leverage it for the battle. Lindsay reviews the system panel displaying 3 new skills: a control-based ice lock, a defensive ice barrier, and an area-based ice spike attack. Each skill requires a specific number of achievement points to unlock, with varying growth potential. Surprised, Lindsay realizes he can equip more skills than expected, noting that most pet beasts are typically limited to just 2 basic abilities. He contemplates the strategic advantages of having multiple options in battle. Weighing his current situation, Lindsay decides that a strong single-target control skill is most necessary. He selects the Extreme Ice Lock ability, using 50 achievement points to unlock it, as the panel confirms his decision. The saber-toothed lion charges at Lindsay and Snowball with intense ferocity, its powerful strike aimed directly at its target. Snowball, standing firm, channels its energy to counter the attack. A dazzling light engulfs the battlefield as Snowball undergoes an upgrade. The system confirms Snowball has advanced to rank 2, level 7, increasing its growth rate to 54%. Onlookers, witnessing the radiant display from afar, react with surprise and curiosity. One exclaims, "What's with that light?" Another realizes, "It's an upgrade." The crowd is baffled by Snowball's sudden upgrade. Some speculate about the resources used, while others argue upgrades should only happen after securing a victory, leaving them suspicious of Lindsay's tactics. Lindsay, unfazed by their doubts, confidently gestures to the saber-toothed lion, inviting it to make its move. As the lion charges with renewed ferocity, Snowball activates the newly acquired Extreme Ice Lock skill. Chains of glowing frost encircle the lion, halting its attack mid-air and leaving it restrained. The saber-toothed lion struggles to break free from the icy chains of the Extreme Ice Lock, roaring in frustration. Lindsay channels his power and uses the Ice Spike ability. Shards of ice form above the lion and crash down with incredible force, piercing through the beast's defenses. The lion lets out a final roar as it succumbs to the relentless assault. The spectators are stunned by the display of power, murmuring questions about the mysterious skill and why it was so effective. The examiner and the crowd are in disbelief, questioning how Lindsay's pet can use 3 different skills, a feat uncommon for beasts of its rank. As the saber-toothed lion struggles to recover, Lindsay observes it calmly, commenting on its thick defenses. Snowball's eyes glow fiercely as it prepares another powerful attack. It channels its icy energy, shards forming around it. With determination, Snowball readies itself, showing it has no intention of letting the lion recover. With Snowball's final attack, the saber-toothed lion is completely subdued, collapsing onto the icy battlefield in defeat. Lindsay stands victorious alongside Snowball, their combined strength leaving the audience in awe. The system announces Lin Zi's success, declaring his evaluation as completed at an extraordinary difficulty level. Guan jumps with excitement, cheering for Lin Zi and celebrating his hard-earned victory. In the crowd, disbelief spreads. Some accuse Lin Zi of bribing the examiner, unable to accept his unexpected win. Others speculate about his methods, still skeptical of his capabilities. The examiner, however, remains composed. He acknowledges Lin Zi's exceptional talent, remarking that while he's seen many young beast tamers, none have impressed him as much as Lin Zi with his silent yet commanding performance. After the battle, Lin Zi's stats receive a significant boost, reflecting his successful completion of the challenge. Snowball's status is displayed, now ranked at level 3, stage 1, with an impressive 84% growth rate and mastery of 3 powerful skills. The examiner, still observing, acknowledges the extraordinary difficulty of the test and how much Lin Zi's capabilities have grown as a result. The performance leaves him and others deeply impressed. The system displays another notification. Lin Zi is now eligible to form a contract with a second beast, marking a major milestone in his journey. Lin Zi reflects on his next step, deciding which beast to form a contract with as his second companion. He considers his options, planning to visit a pet shop to explore the possibilities. The system announces Lin Zi's rewards, 200 achievement points and a spirit stone, acknowledging his successful completion of the trial. The notification also signals the conclusion of the evaluation. As the trial ends, Lin Zi opens his eyes, finding himself back in the real world. A crowd gathers around him, their silence filled with curiosity and astonishment at his extraordinary performance. Lin Zi sits calmly, unaffected by their reactions. Lin Zi finds himself surrounded by curious classmates, bombarding him with questions about how he accomplished such an extraordinary feat. They're particularly amazed by Snowball, an ice element beast they've never encountered before. Guan, overcome with joy, rushes to Lin Zi and hugs him tightly, exclaiming how she always believed he would succeed. Lin Zi, initially surprised by her reaction, smiles warmly. The examiner approaches Lin Zi, acknowledging his impressive performance. As the surrounding crowd watches, students murmur in surprise. It's rare to see an examiner apologizing to a student. However, Lin Zi remains calm and unbothered. The examiner directly addresses Lin Zi, offering him a spot in the Beastmaster Association. He further explains the benefits, mentioning that Lin Zi could secure a high-ranking position with exclusive privileges. Even top graduates don't easily receive such offers. Guan, standing beside Lin Zi, urges him to accept, recognizing the rarity of this opportunity. The competition for a spot in the Beastmaster Association is intense, like crossing a narrow bridge against thousands of others. Lin Zi considers the offer. Accepting would mean all his academy expenses, including tuition and living costs, would be covered. It would also raise his status in everyone's eyes. However, he knows there's no such thing as a free lunch. Opportunities like this always come with hidden costs. Facing the examiner, Lin Zi politely declines, stating he has already made up his mind and will decide his future after graduation. His firm response leaves the examiner and the surrounding students momentarily stunned. After Lin Zi declines the offer, another student eagerly steps forward, asking if he can take the spot instead. The examiner ignores him, his focus still on Lin Zi. He recognizes Lin Zi's rapid growth and realizes that in the future, Lin Zi will be even stronger and able to negotiate for much greater benefits. Seeing Lin Zi's firm decision, the examiner doesn't press further. Instead, he tells Lin Zi that if he ever changes his mind, he's welcome to find him anytime. Before leaving, the examiner introduces himself as Genuine, leaving his contact as a final gesture. After the examiner leaves, Lin Zi stands confidently. Guan watches him closely, her expression unreadable. The two walk through the academy courtyard, when suddenly a voice calls out to them, asking them to wait. Lin Zi and Guan turn around, surprised. A girl excitedly approaches, introducing herself and her companion. She mentions they are from the neighboring class, eager to meet Lin Zi. The two girls eagerly approach Guan, asking for Lin Zi's contact information. Their excitement is clear as they try to get closer. The girl confidently hands Lin Zi her phone, suggesting they add each other as friends. mentioning that they've admired him for a while and hope to spend more time together. She introduces herself as a student from the neighboring class and congratulates him, clearly trying to make a good impression. However, Lindsay casually smiles and excuses himself, saying they have other things to do. Guan, standing beside him, crosses her arms, visibly annoyed by the situation. As Lindsay and Guan try to leave, the girl chases after them, still insisting he add her as a friend. Lindsay, without looking back, dashes away, leaving Guan visibly irritated by the situation. Shortly after, Lindsay receives a message summoning him to the office. He glances at his phone and sighs before heading there. Arriving at the office, Lindsay peeks inside and asks if he was called. Inside, a confident and elegant woman greets him. She leans back in her chair intrigued, and mentions that she heard he successfully passed an extremely difficult trial. Lindsay hesitates for a moment, observing the teacher's expression. Before he can react, she suddenly pulls him into a tight hug, excitedly praising him for his achievement. He momentarily recalls past experiences with her harsh punishments for failing tests, making him cautious about her enthusiasm. Regaining her composure, she moves on to the real reason for calling him. She takes out a book, stating that it's something important she intends to give him. Lindsay takes the book, examining its title with curiosity. The teacher explains that it contains essential techniques for soul arts, a crucial skill for beastmasters. She advises him to start learning early, as it will be a mandatory part of his training. A visual representation illustrates that soul arts are the primary combat method for beastmasters aside from their pet beasts. She further explains that those who master soul arts can defeat beasts without relying on their pets. The technique can be used both for offense and defense, protecting beastmasters from harm in battle. A visual demonstration shows a soul shield, a defensive technique that forms an energy barrier to block attacks. Lindsay, excited about the new knowledge, thanks his teacher and eagerly rushes off to start practicing. She reminds him that if he ever has questions, he can come back anytime. Later, Lindsay sits on his bed, carefully studying the book. He flips to a page detailing Soul Shield, which consumes soul power to create a full-body protective barrier against any incoming damage. Lindsay sits in his room, deep in thought. He knows mastering the basics early will give him an advantage when he enters the Beastmaster Academy, allowing him to focus on advanced techniques. Determined, he begins meditating, channeling his energy as a powerful blue aura swirls around him. His eyes glow with intensity as he activates Soul Shield, successfully forming a protective barrier around his body. The shield stabilizes, radiating a strong defensive energy. His training is already showing results. Lindsay observes his shield, realizing he has already grasped the basics. Most people take days or even months to learn soul arts, but he mastered it in just 10 minutes. His 7-8 spirit physique proves to be extremely efficient. Sitting within his shield, he notices a system prompt offering to upgrade his soul shield by spending 50 achievement points out of his 350. With a confident smirk, he confirms his system can enhance even soul arts. Lindsay checks his achievement points, noticing he has accumulated more than expected. The system prompts him, asking if he wants to spend some points to upgrade soul protection. Considering his options, Lindsay decides that survival skills should be upgraded in one go. Without hesitation, he selects the option, using a portion of his points for an instant enhancement. Lindsay activates soul protection, advancing it to the 3rd stage. A powerful barrier forms around him, radiating with energy as the upgrade takes effect. Feeling the difference, he notes that the shield is now stronger and much larger than before. He smirks, realizing it could easily cover multiple people at once, a significant boost to his defenses. Lindsay checks his soul power, realizing that activating soul protection only consumes a small amount each time. With his current limit, he can use it multiple times without worry. Remembering the Spirit Soul Stone he received from an achievement, he decides it's time to use it, thinking it might further enhance his abilities. After using the Spirit Soul Stone, Lindsay feels a surge of power. His soul power and spirit level increase significantly, boosting his overall strength. Looking at his current reserves, he realizes that using all this power just for defense would be wasteful. Deciding to make the most of it, he considers learning a few more skills to balance his abilities. Lindsay flips through a skill book, looking for useful abilities. he comes across Soul Arrow, a technique that focuses spiritual energy at the fingertips and fires it like a projectile. Turning the page, he finds Soul Impact, a close-range attack that condenses energy into a powerful strike. Seeing their potential, he considers learning both skills to expand his combat options. As night falls, the city is quiet, with only a few lights glowing in the distance. Inside, Lindsay closes his eyes, steadying his breath. A faint aura of energy surrounds him as he focuses, processing everything he has learned. Lindsay's eyes snap open, a sharp golden glow flashing within them. Without hesitation, he launches forward, unleashing Soul Arrow at high speed. The energy projectile shoots out as he moves with precision, testing his control over the technique. Lindsay fires Soul Arrow, watching as it shoots forward with precision. Though the attack isn't highly destructive, he notes its accuracy is impressive, making it a reliable long-range option. Satisfied with the test, he moves on to the next skill, Soul Impact. Clenching his fist, golden energy gathers around it. Lindsay gathers energy into his fist, golden flames surging around him as he unleashes Soul Impact. The force explodes forward, sending shockwaves through the room. Testing its power further, he throws a punch, consuming 30 soul power in an instant. The impact is strong, confirming that this close-range attack will be a devastating addition to his arsenal. Lindsay observes the aftermath of his soul impact, surprised by the sheer damage it caused. The wall in front of him is shattered, proving the technique's destructive potential. A system notification appears, informing him that he has successfully learned 3 soul techniques and has been rewarded with a soul recovery potion, which can instantly restore all his soul power. Lindsay looks at the shattered wall, satisfied with Soul Impact's effectiveness. He decides to save his soul recovery potion for a crucial moment, knowing it could be a game-changer in battle. Feeling confident, he spends 100 achievement points to upgrade Soul Arrow and Soul Impact to level 2. With his skills now stronger, Lindsay decides to save his remaining achievement points for emergencies. With his skills upgraded, he shifts his focus to his next goal, earning money to buy a second pet beast. The next day, he heads to the mission center, a place where trainers take on tasks to earn rewards. At the mission center, Lindsay joins the crowd, scanning the available tasks. The screens display various missions, each offering different rewards. Confident in his abilities, he decides to start with basic level missions. Given his current strength, completing them shouldn't be a problem, and it's a good way to earn money quickly. Lindsay scans the mission list, evaluating the rewards. The tasks range from eliminating ghost scorpions near a village to clearing mutant beetles in a canyon, with rewards varying from 10,000 to 40,000. Without hesitation, he selects the highest-paying mission dealing with the mutant beetles. If he's going to put in the effort, he might as well aim for the best reward. After selecting the mutant beetle mission, Lindsay is notified that, as a beginner beast master, he has been automatically assigned 3 teammates for safety, and the reward will be split among them. Annoyed, he punches a training dummy, frustrated that he has to share the earnings. He was confident he could handle it alone. A mission map appears, marking the target location, Iron Bell Canyon. He needs to arrive before 2 p.m., ready for the hunt. Lindsay arrives at Iron Bell Canyon, where his assigned teammates are already waiting. The canyon is rugged, with flags marking the mission site. A man with green hair, identified as Zhang Jin, a low-tier beast master, smirks upon seeing Lindsay. Mocking him, he comments that Lindsay took long enough to arrive and questions if he's even graduated yet. Another teammate, Zhao Mingxian, a muscular low-tier beast master, frowns upon seeing Lindsay. He questions why they got stuck with someone inexperienced, clearly unimpressed. Before the situation escalates, Yu Zuyun, the only female in the group, steps in with a smile. She tells them to relax and not be too harsh on Lindsay, lightening the mood with her friendly attitude. Yu Zuyun playfully tells Lindsay to just follow her lead, reassuring him. Lindsay responds with a relaxed smile, admitting that he hasn't graduated yet and will be relying on them for this mission. Zhao Mingxian sighs in frustration, accusing Yu Zuyun of flirting again. He warns the group that this mission might be tougher than expected and tells them to stay focused if they want to survive. Yu Zuyun, unimpressed by his serious tone, dismisses his concerns with a scoff. Zhao Mingxian takes charge as the temporary team leader, demanding that Lin Zi follow his instructions once they reach the mission site. He also warns that Lin Zi's reward share will be reduced, making it clear that he's not seen as an equal. Lin Zi, however, remains unfazed. Observing his teammates, he realizes they're not qualified beast masters but self-taught fighters who rely on basic summoning skills to survive. Lin Zi responds with a cheerful thumbs up, agreeing to work hard to earn his share. Satisfied with his response, Zhao Mingxian acknowledges him, thinking the newcomer understands his place. With that settled, the team heads into the canyon, ready to begin the mission. The team moves deeper into the canyon, the terrain becomes rough, and the path ahead is dark and foreboding. As they reach the entrance of a cavern, an eerie glow emanates from within. The sound of skittering echoes from the depths. Suddenly, mutant beetles emerge from the darkness, their glowing eyes piercing through the shadows. Among them, a larger, more menacing beetle appears. As the mutant beetles swarm forward, Zhao Mingxian quickly assesses the situation. He suggests collapsing the cave entrance to trap the insects inside, cutting off their escape route. Wasting no time, he summons his wild rhino, a rank 1 stage 6 beast, to lead the charge. The powerful beast appears, its glowing horns ready to smash through anything in its path. Zhang Jin steps forward, summoning his wind cutter mantis, a rank 1 stage 6 insect-type beast. Not to be outdone, Yu Zuyun summons her terror bee, a rank 1 stage 5 insect-type beast. With a smirk, she playfully reminds Lin Zi to stay behind her, as if protecting him. With their beasts deployed, the battle is about to begin. Lin Zi's group cautiously enters a tunnel, led by Yu Zuyun and Zhang Jin. They remain alert as buzzing echoes through the cavern. Strange insect creatures swarm ahead, signaling danger. Meanwhile, Zhao Mingxian observes from a distance. Without hesitation, he orders an all-out attack. Zhang Jin, responding immediately, summons his wild rhino, a rank 1 stage 6 beast. The massive creature charges forward. Zhang Jin steps forward with a confident smirk, summoning his wind cutter mantis. The green insect dashes forward, its sharp blades glowing as it slices through the swarm of enemies with precision. Zhang Jin commanding her venomous wasps to attack. With a determined look, she directs them into the fray, overwhelming the enemy with a coordinated assault. Yu Zuyun summons her terror bee, which immediately launches a barrage of venomous stingers at the enemy swarm. Meanwhile, Zhang Jin's wind cutter mantis slices through the remaining enemies, its sharp scythes cutting them down effortlessly. The battlefield is soon littered with defeated foes. Zhang Jin smirks confidently and turns to Lin Zi, boasting about how well they work together. Yu Zuyun smirks, brushing off any expectation of a reward. She tells the others to consider this a learning experience instead. Confidently, she instructs them to stay behind her and focus on their own safety. However, before they can relax, the insect swarm starts moving again, crawling back to their feet. Lin Zi observing the fight, he notes that their attacks have barely made an impact, and the real threat has yet to come. Suddenly, a loud screech echoes as another wave of insects emerges, rushing toward them at full force. Yu Zuyun suddenly tenses up. She instinctively questions what it is. Dark energy seeps into the battlefield, and the insect swarm undergoes a terrifying transformation. The ground trembles as a new wave of mutated insects charges toward them. From above, Zhang Jin's wind cutter mantis, Yu Zuyun's terror bee, and Zhang Jin's wild rhino prepare for battle. Zhang Jin's eyes widen as more insects emerge from the tunnel. He quickly realizes something is different, as if they're calling for reinforcements. Lin Zi, watching calmly, questions whether there's an even larger and stronger beetle king lurking deeper inside. Meanwhile, Zhang Jin's wild rhino charges through the swarm, but the mutated insects overwhelm it. One of them sinks its fangs into the beast, drawing blood, showing just how dangerous they've become. The mutated insects overwhelm Zhang Jin's wind cutter mantis and Yu Zuyun's terror bee, pinning them down. Zhao Mingxian yells for his wild rhino to retreat, while Zhang Jin desperately calls back his pet, fearing they'll be killed. Lin Zi explaining that the beetle's previous sound waves have a paralyzing effect. The pets can no longer respond to their commands. Hearing this, Yu Zuyun freezes in shock. She clutches her head, realizing her terror bee is completely vulnerable. Fear sets in as she struggles to think of a way to save it. Zhang Jin, furious, grabs Lin Zi by the collar, demanding why he didn't warn them earlier. His frustration erupts, blaming Lin Zi for just standing by and watching. But Lin Zi calmly pointing out that the real problem isn't their beasts, it's their own survival. Before they can react, the ground trembles as a massive swarm of mutated beetles emerges from the depths. Seeing the sheer number of enemies, Zhao Mingxian quickly makes the call they need to run. Zhao Mingxian, realizing the danger, shouts for everyone to run. Panic fills as he curses the mission, realizing it's far beyond what they expected. Without hesitation, he turns and sprints away, leaving the others behind. The mutated beetles chase after him, their sharp legs cutting through the ground as they close the distance. As he tries to escape, an explosion erupts behind him. The force sends him stumbling forward, and his eyes widen in fear something even more dangerous is coming. Just as the swarm is about to overwhelm them, Lin Zi calmly steps forward. A glowing barrier forms around the group, shielding them from the incoming attack. Zhang Jin watches in disbelief, recognizing it as soul art, a technique only students from the Beast Academy should know. Shocked, he questions how a high schooler like Lin Zi could use it. Lin Zi dismisses his questions. He tells them to stop talking and simply watch from behind him. Zhang Jin watches in shock, unable to process what he's seeing. Lin Zi calmly summons his ice crystal spirit. Both Zhao Mingxian and Yu Zuyan stare in disbelief. They have never seen a beast like this before. While the others are still in awe, Lin Zi analyzes the enemy calmly. The beetles, despite their numbers, are at most rank 1, stage 7, making them manageable. However, without any large-scale attacks, the others stand no chance of fighting back. With a confident smirk, Lin Zi reveals his true strength. Unlike the others, his ice crystal spirit is a rank 3 beast, possessing devastating area-wide attacks. As he raises his hand, his beast activates extreme cold domain. A chilling wave of ice spreads across the battlefield, instantly freezing the entire insect swarm in place. The once overwhelming horde is turned into an icy grave. Lin Zi glances back at the stunned group, casually reminding them that they still have a chance to retrieve their beasts if they're willing to abandon their rewards. Zhao Mingxian, Zhang Jin, and Yu Zuyan hesitate. The reality of their situation is now painfully clear. Zhao Mingxian, now overwhelmed, raises his hands in surrender. He offers all their rewards in exchange for safe passage, pleading to be allowed to retrieve their beasts and leave peacefully. Before a response comes, Zhang Jin steps forward, furious. He can't believe Lin Zi is still pressuring them even after proving his dominance. Mocking Lin Zi, he questions if he really thinks he's some legendary student who passed an impossible trial. Lin Zi's expression remains calm but firm. Without hesitation, he confirms his identity. Watching the exchange, Yu Zuyan processes the situation. Her suspicions were right. Someone like Lin Zi possessing such power didn't make sense for a regular student. Quickly shifting her approach, she urgently asks him to rescue their beasts. Zhang Jin, still furious, refuses to believe Lin Zi's strength. He demands they be released immediately so they can retrieve their beasts. Before he can continue, Zhao Mingxian suddenly strikes him, sending him crashing to the ground. He scolds Zhang Jin for his arrogance, making it clear that Lin Zi's power is undeniable. As Yu Zuyan watches, Zhao Mingxian admits their mistake. They had underestimated Lin Zi, and now there was no doubt about his strength. Meanwhile, the frozen beasts remain trapped in ice, their condition worsening as the chilling energy spreads further. Lin Zi observes the frozen beasts, noting that time is running out before they thaw. He warns the others to retrieve their pets quickly and leave before the creatures fully awaken. Yu Zuyan, concerned, questions what he plans to do. She points out that these beasts aren't truly defeated, just temporarily restrained. Lin Zi stands atop the icy battlefield with Snowball, surveying the frozen creatures. In the darkness below, an ominous presence stirs. Zhang Jin, still on the ground, watches Lin Zi closely. Suspicion flashes across his face. Could Lin Zi really be planning to enter that place? Without hesitation, Lindsay instructs the others to act quickly before leaping down into the depths with Snowball. They descend into a dark underground space, the void stretching endlessly around them. Standing amidst the darkness, his enhanced physique allows him to see clearly even in the pitch-black surroundings. As Lindsay moves deeper, a swarm of monstrous creatures with glowing eyes emerges from the darkness. Their sheer numbers make the cavern tremble. Without hesitation, Lindsay activates a spiritual barrier, shielding himself and Snowball as the creatures lunge at them. The beasts charge with terrifying speed, but Lindsay doesn't flinch. He counters instantly, releasing a powerful spiritual impact that sends them crashing to the ground. One by one, the monsters fall under his relentless attacks, but the battle has only begun. A swarm of glowing-eyed creatures rushes toward Lindsay, their sheer numbers overwhelming. He quickly activates an ice barrier, blocking their attacks. However, as more creatures slam into the shield, cracks begin to form. Maintaining the barrier is draining his energy fast. Realizing he needs a different approach, Lindsay recalls his progress. So far, there's still something he can use. A new system prompt appears before him, revealing an ice shield and a frost nova ability. These skills could turn the tide of battle. Lindsay checks his remaining achievement points, 150 left. Just enough. Snowball activates her newly acquired skills, her body radiating with icy energy. Her evolution grants her Ice Shield and Frost Nova, two powerful abilities. With Ice Shield, she can now move freely without relying on Lindsay's protection. Meanwhile, Frost Nova provides a devastating area-wide attack, perfect for clearing out the overwhelming enemies. However, Lindsay notes that for maximum impact, Frost Nova requires collecting surrounding ice energy, making it an ideal combination with Extreme Cold Domain. Lindsay commands Snowball to unleash her power. With an icy glow, she activates Frost Nova, sending shards of ice erupting in all directions. The creatures charging at them are instantly frozen mid-air, their movements halted. Cracks spread across their bodies before they shatter into icy fragments. Standing within the spiritual barrier, Lindsay ensures the area is saturated with ice energy. Now fully charged, Snowball gathers the remaining energy and prepares for a devastating final strike. With one last command, she unleashes Frost Nova at full power, engulfing everything in a blizzard of destruction. Snowball gathers an immense amount of ice energy, forming a glowing crystal at her fingertips. With a flick of her hand, she launches Frost Nova, sending a powerful surge of ice across the battlefield. The frozen wave engulfs the swarm of creatures, their bodies freezing solid before shattering into countless shards. Lindsay watches as the aftermath unfolds. A system notification appears: 50 armored insects eliminated. With a smirk, he acknowledges the sheer destructive power of the attack. Even the creature's defenses couldn't withstand it. Lindsay checks Snowball's status. She has advanced to Stage 2 of Tier 3, with 89% growth. One more push, and she could reach her next evolution, Snow Maiden. Observing the surroundings, Lindsay realizes that battling these creatures allows his pet to gain experience and level up. Though the process is slow, the sheer number of enemies makes this an ideal training ground. With Snowball on the verge of evolution, Lindsay considers pushing forward. But before he can decide, an eerie sound echoes from deeper within the cave. Both he and Snowball turn sharply toward the source. Deep in the cave, more armored insects emerge, their glowing eyes fixed on Lindsay and Snowball. Unlike before, these creatures move in formation, their aggression more calculated. Lindsay smirks, realizing the king of the swarm must be close. Meanwhile, outside the cave, Yu Zuyun, Zhao Mingshan, and Jiang Jin struggle to recover from their earlier defeat. Still catching her breath, Yu Zuyun insists they report the mission's dangers immediately. If they delay, Lindsay could be in serious trouble. Jiang Jin, still frustrated, dismisses Lindsay's situation. He insists they shouldn't waste time worrying about him if Lindsay chose to go deeper into danger. That's his own problem. Before he can say more, Zhao Mingshan knocks him down with a single strike, cutting off his complaints. Without hesitation, Zhao Mingshan turns and rushes forward, unwilling to abandon Lindsay just yet. Meanwhile, a new man appears near the mission site. Luo Da, a bronze-ranked beast tamer, surveys the area with a confident smirk. He seems intrigued by the ongoing battle and is ready to get involved. Zhao Mingshan and Luo Da move toward their destination, with Zhao Mingshan cautious about proceeding. Suddenly, Zhao Mingshan to stop, his gaze fixed on a Beastmaster badge, a sign of an elite opponent. Nearby, Yu Zuyun and Zhang Jin react in shock. Realizing their opponent's status, Yu Zuyun exclaims in disbelief, while Zhang Jin stiffens, understanding the significance of facing such a ranked Beastmaster. The Beastmaster badges appears, the rankings Bronze Beastmaster and Silver Beastmaster, both holding high positions among their kind. A Golden Beastmaster badge appears, signifying an elite ranking among Beastmasters, belonging to the top 3% worldwide. Meanwhile, Luo Da introduces himself as a Bronze Beastmaster, stating that he was sent by the association due to the increased difficulty of this mission. Yu Zuyun lights up with excitement, believing that with Luo Da's help, success is guaranteed. She eagerly asks if she can join him. Luo Da smirks and lifts her chin playfully, teasing her for being so eager to see what he can do. Luo Da smirks and confidently allows Yu Zuyun to follow him, granting her permission to join. Turning to Zhao Mingshan and Zhang Jin, he dismisses them, stating that they aren't qualified to come along. Both of them freeze in shock before quickly insisting that they have no interest in going anyway. Meanwhile, deep within an icy battlefield, a system notification appears, confirming an achievement Beast Slayer accomplishment, awarding 300 points and a Burst Seed card. The card's details reveal its effect, a temporary power boost, instantly raising a pet beast's rank by 1 for 60 seconds. Lindsay examines the achievement screen, surprised to see a Beast Slayer title. He compares it to similar accomplishments and acknowledges the generous rewards. Without hesitation, he claims them. The screen updates, revealing that Ice Crystal Spirit has advanced to Stage 3, Rank 3, with 94% growth progress. With a satisfied smirk, Lindsay notes that Snow Girl is now even closer to reaching the next stage. As he and Snowball continue moving forward, the eerie sound of shifting rocks echoes in the cave. Lindsay narrows his eyes. His instincts tell him the enemy is finally revealing itself. A sharp claw pierces the ground, sending a tremor through the cave. Lindsay's eyes widen as a massive armored insect appears before him, its glowing green eyes locked onto its next prey. Taking a step back, he mutters in disbelief, this thing is far bigger than he expected. Recalling the mission details, he realizes that the Bell Claw insect's crisis was reported only a week ago. That means this beast has recently evolved, making it even more dangerous. The Bell Claw insect lets out a terrifying screech, its status revealed insect type, rank 4, stage 1, marking it as a significant threat. Lindsay quickly assesses the situation. If he retreats now, he'll leave empty-handed. That's not an option. He decides to take a risk, planning to drag this fight out strategically. Before he can act, a massive figure crashes down from above, radiating power. The impact sends debris flying, shaking the cave with overwhelming force. A rock golem suddenly charges into the battlefield, knocking aside smaller creatures as it lands with a heavy impact. From a distance, Yu Zuyun and the others spot Lindsay and rush over, relieved to see him unharmed. Lindsay reassures her he's fine but is surprised they returned. Noticing an unfamiliar face, he questions who the newcomer is. Luo Da smirks and tells Lindsay to step back, warning him that this place is far too dangerous. He then reveals the true identity of their opponent, the Bell Claw Insect King, a feared creature of legend. The Bell Claw Insect King stands menacingly, its glowing green eyes locking onto its prey. It's an extremely rare rank 4 beast capable of controlling entire swarms. Luo Da immediately recognizes its significance. As Lindsay prepares to engage, Luo Da stops him, insisting that he took on this mission alone and that this boss belongs to him. Turning his back to Lindsay, Luo Da smirks and asks if Lindsay even knows who he's dealing with. Before the conversation can continue, the Insect King lunges forward, launching a devastating attack with blinding speed. Luo Da confidently faces the Bell Claw Insect King, his rock golem standing beside him. With a smirk, he questions what gives the creature the audacity to challenge him. The Insect King roars in fury and lunges forward, its razor-sharp claws gleaming as it prepares to strike. Unfazed, Luo Da casually watches as the rock golem intercepts the attack. Just as the clash intensifies, an unexpected move occurs. Frost chains suddenly form, binding the Insect King in place. Lindsay stands with Snowball, casually observing Luo Da, who acknowledges him as an apprentice beastmaster. Recognizing Lindsay's name, Luo Da seems intrigued, recalling that he passed an advanced trial. However, he boasts about his own achievements, emphasizing his extensive combat experience and training beyond just trials. Lindsay brushing off the conversation, stating that he'll also reach that level soon. Luo Da is momentarily stunned, trying to grasp Lindsay's confidence. Before the argument continues, Yu Zuyun urgently shouts, warning them of incoming danger from behind. The Bell Claw Insect King spins violently, its massive claws slashing through the air. Luo Da sighs, annoyed by the situation. He turns to Lindsay, telling him to watch closely. This is the difference between them. Activating his soul art, Luo Da commands his rock golem, causing fragments of stone to float and merge. The golem's power surges, its fists now engulfed in flames, evolving to rank 4, stage 2 for a devastating attack. Lindsay watches in surprise, realizing that Luo Da's soul art grants his beast a powerful enhancement. The rock golem, now strengthened, launches itself into the air, its fiery fists aimed at the Bell Claw Insect King. With a thunderous impact, the golem crashes down, sending flames and shockwaves across the battlefield. As the dust settles, the Bell Claw Insect King is seen struggling on the ground, momentarily weakened by the devastating attack. Luo Da smirks, boasting that mastering a high-level enhancement soul art is not something just anyone can achieve. He turns to Lindsay, emphasizing the gap between their abilities. Before Lindsay can respond, the Bell Claw Insect King's eyes glow red, its body surging with energy. It lets out a deafening roar as its power spikes, unleashing a desperate horn charge assault. With terrifying speed, the Insect King barrels forward, its entire body wrapped in a crimson aura, preparing to strike. The Bell Claw Insect King enters a frenzied state, its power surging to a dangerous level. Its distorted form radiates an ominous aura. Luo Da acknowledging the difficulty of facing such a powerful opponent. High above, Lindsay and Snowball launch a combined assault. Icicle Spear and a Spirit Charge strike the raging Insect King with full force. As the dust settles, the impact leaves deep marks on the creature's body. The Bell Claw Insect King charges forward at full speed, its body surging with chaotic energy. Lindsay and Snowball brace themselves as the monstrous beast approaches. Without hesitation, Snowball conjures frost chains, wrapping the creature in layers of ice to restrict its movements. The chains tighten, but the Insect King resists, letting out a piercing screech as its body trembles under the freezing grip. However, the beast retaliates, its body emitting a violent pulse, shattering the surrounding ice. Sensing the danger, Lindsay quickly reacts, calling for Ice Shield. A massive ice attack crashes down, sending shards of frozen energy toward the Bell Claw Insect King. Luo Da watches as his beast struggles under the pressure. Realizing the situation is turning against him, he acknowledges how difficult this battle has become. The Bell Claw Insect King, refusing to be defeated, retaliates with a powerful counterattack, launching a fierce strike. However, before it can land a decisive blow, Luo Da's rock beast charges in at full speed. The aftermath of the clash leaves the battlefield in ruins, smoke and debris filling the air. Yu Zuyun, overwhelmed by the intensity of the battle, urges the group to retreat. She panics, insisting they'll all die if they stay any longer. However, Luo Da refuses to back down so easily. Gritting his teeth, he declares that they must at least take down the enemy before thinking of their next move. But before he can act, Lindsay steps forward with determination. He tells the others to leave, he's staying behind to finish the fight. Luo Da looks at Lindsay in disbelief, questioning his sanity. Even after seeing how powerless their strongest beast was against the enemy, Lindsay still wants to fight. He reminds Luo Da that earlier, he claimed their strength gap was due to mastering high-level enhancement techniques. Luo Da scoffs, admitting that's true, but demands to know what Lindsay plans to do about it. Instead of answering, Lindsay silently reaches out and activates a burst seed card. A golden aura surrounds Lindsay and Snowball as he activates the enhancement skill, causing their energy to surge. Luoda stares in shock, realizing that Lindsay also possesses soul enhancement techniques, something he didn't expect. Snowball unleashes a powerful enhanced ice attack, her energy exploding as she prepares for battle. Luoda and Yu Zuyun are left speechless. Luoda struggles to comprehend Lindsay's true strength, while Yu Zuyun watches in disbelief. Lindsay activates his Burst Seed card, unlocking a temporary boost that pushes his strength to Stage 4, Level 3. He notes that he only has 1 minute, but with his soul techniques, it should be enough. As the Bellclaw Insect King lunges at him, Lindsay charges forward alongside Snowball, meeting the attack head-on. With a flick of her hand, Snowball unleashes frozen chains, wrapping the enemy in thick layers of ice. Lindsay observes the change. Snowball's evolution has significantly increased her skill power. However, he knows the effect won't last long and must act quickly. Lindsay and Snowball unleash a synchronized attack. Golden energy bursts from Lindsay's fist, while Snowball channels her freezing power. Their combined strike smashes into the Bellclaw Insect King, forcing it back as cracks spread across its armored body. With only seconds left on his Burst Seed card enhancement, Lindsay delivers a final, decisive blow. His attack lands with explosive force, shattering the enemy's defenses. The Bellclaw Insect King lets out a final screech as it is engulfed in the impact, ice and fire colliding in a devastating explosion. Luoda watches in shock, realizing Lindsay is recklessly burning through his life force to sustain his soul power. He shouts for him to stop before it takes a serious toll on his body. Lindsay checks his status and reassures the others he's only used half of his soul power, so there's no need to worry. Luoda stares in disbelief. He can't believe Lindsay still has this much energy left after such an intense fight. Yu Zuyun, equally shocked, begins to reconsider. Maybe Lindsay truly has the ability to defeat the Bellclaw Insect King. Before they can react further, the wounded Insect King lets out a deafening roar, its body surging with energy for one final desperate attack. Snowball unleashes Frost Rebirth, sending an overwhelming surge of ice energy at the Bellclaw Insect King. The freezing blast engulfs the creature, forcing it backward as shards of ice pierce its body. The impact is immense, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. Luoda instinctively shields himself while Yu Zuyun stumbles back in shock. The Bellclaw Insect King, now battered and frozen, trembles as it struggles to comprehend the sheer force of the attack. Yu Zuyun watches in shock, struggling to process what she just witnessed. Luoda turns away from the battlefield, recalling an ancient legend, a war between divine beasts that once shook the world. He speaks of the 5 elemental beasts, powerful creatures that were said to have vanished after the great battle. The vision of these legendary beings flickers in his mind, their overwhelming presence lingering as if they were never truly gone. Meanwhile, Lindsay clenches his fist, his enhancement timer ticking down to 30 seconds. Without hesitation, he moves in for the final strike, declaring the fight is about to end. Snowball gathers an immense amount of ice energy, the air around her freezing as countless ice shards take shape. The Bellclaw Insect King scurries through the tunnels at high speed, trying to escape. But from above, Lindsay charges down with immense power, alongside Snowball. Their combined attack strikes with blazing energy, an explosion of blue and orange light crashing down onto the insect. The Bellclaw Insect King is left smoldering, its body damaged and weakened, steam rising from its battered form. A system prompt appears announcing the first boss kill. Lindsay has officially defeated the Bellclaw Insect King. Yu Zuyun runs up excitedly, cheering for Lindsay after his victory. She praises him like a hero, thrilled by his performance. Meanwhile, Luoda stands nearby, slightly annoyed that Lindsay ended up stealing the spotlight. Snowball, now back in her small form, stumbles a bit. The temporary buff she used has worn off. Lindsay kneels and gently pats her head, praising her for doing an excellent job. A system prompt appears. Snowball, now known as Ice Crystal Spirit, has reached stage 5 of rank 3, with her growth rate hitting 100%. But to evolve further, a requirement pops up. She'll need 10 advanced ice crystals as evolution materials. The evolution is now within reach, only the items remain. Lindsay smiles warmly as he looks at the tired Snowball in his lap. He gently tells her to rest for now before they think about the next steps. Suddenly, a system notification pops up: boss kill reward achieved. Lindsay receives achievement points, a revival potion, and exactly 10 advanced ice crystals, the precise materials needed for evolution. Surprised and impressed, Lindsay mentally notes how considerate the system is, having even provided the rare materials without extra effort. As he holds the exhausted Snowball, a hand suddenly rests on his shoulder from behind. Someone is approaching. Luoda casually places his hand on Lindsay's shoulder, asking if they can talk. Lindsay and Yu Zuyun both look at him, confused. Luoda then points to the fallen Bell Claw Insect King and proposes something unexpected: he wants the credit for the kill. Yu Zuyun immediately jumps up, scolding Luoda for being shameless. She reminds him that it was clearly Lindsay who defeated the boss. But Luoda, unfazed, raises one finger and confidently offers 100,000 as a trade for the kill credit. Lindsay reflects quietly, realizing that the outcome of this mission will impact the Beast Tamer Association's evaluation of the man sent here. For Lindsay, though, what matters most right now is earning money. 10W could buy him a strong new pet. Luoda then approaches him, casually asking if he's interested in making a deal. Lindsay doesn't respond immediately. He knows if he accepts too fast, Luoda might not offer better terms. Trying to convince him, Luoda explains that 10W is already half a year's savings for him. If Lindsay accepts the mission reward, he'd only get 5W this way. He actually earns more. To seal the deal, Luoda sincerely promises to owe Lindsay a big favor. Lindsay agrees to the deal. Lindsay smiles and agrees to the deal, saying that favors can't really be priced. Luoda transfers the promised amount 10W straight to Lindsay's account. Just as Lindsay checks his phone to confirm the payment, a sudden noise draws his attention. They both look up and are shocked to see a massive bird-like beast appear from a hidden part of the cave. Beneath its claws is someone who appears to have been captured. As the trainer walks forward, Luoda, Lindsay, and Yu Zuyun quickly follow behind him. Luoda respectfully calls him Sir He, acknowledging his authority. He carries himself with calm confidence. Yu Zuyun notices the silver badge on his coat and is visibly stunned. She realizes this man is a silver-tier beast tamer, a figure she's only heard about in rumors. Standing before them, the trainer speaks calmly, noting that they've met again, implying he and Lindsay have crossed paths before. Lindsay casually greets the trainer with a relaxed wave, showing no sign of nervousness. Luoda, on the other hand, is completely stunned. He never expected that someone like Lindsay would personally know a silver rank powerhouse. The trainer walks forward and addresses Luoda by name, recalling their earlier introduction. He glances at the remains of the Bell Claw Insect King and notes that the mission seems to be complete. Luoda quickly steps forward, politely reporting that the entire incident has been handled smoothly and without any injuries. Trainer analyzes the situation. He notes that the defeated Bell Claw Insect King was at least a rank 4 beast. Judging by Lindsay's pet's level, it should only be rank 2. Even with talent, he assumes Lindsay must have teamed up with Luoda to bring it down. Then, turning serious, trainer formally apologizes. He explains that due to a misjudgment by the Beast Tamer Association, this mission was wrongly classified as basic when it should have been intermediate. The error put them all at risk. He hopes Lindsay can forgive the association and assures him that their trust in Beast Tamers matters. Lindsay, calm as ever, says it's fine. He adds that Luoda did a great job keeping everyone safe. Luoda, hearing the praise, scratches his head with a shy smile, pretending to be humble while clearly enjoying the compliment. Yu Zuyun, watching from the side, quietly admires how smooth and composed Lindsay is during conversations. She thinks to herself, this must be what high emotional intelligence looks like. Meanwhile, trainer informs Lindsay that, as compensation for the mission's misclassification, the association will provide him with 10W. In return, they'll also be taking the monster's corpse back for research. Hearing that, Luoda is amazed. He thinks to himself that Lindsay really came out of this with a massive profit. Lindsay politely accepts the compensation, saying he won't argue with their generosity. In his mind, though, he notes that this isn't just compensation, it's also recognition of his strength. Lindsay smiles slightly, understanding that the 10W given by the Beast Tamer Association isn't just compensation, it's also a gesture to keep things quiet and show goodwill. Refusing it might only create complications later. Meanwhile, trainer silently observes Lindsay's behavior. He notes that Lindsay hasn't even acquired a second pet beast yet, which clearly means he needs money urgently. To Trainer, this payout is more than a reward, it's an investment. He transfers the amount to Lindsay's account and tells him to make good use of it. He also reassures Lindsay that if he ever needs help again, the association will support him. Trainer then approaches the remains of the Bellclaw Insect King, casually lifts it, and with a nod, says he'll take his leave. Lindsay watches him go, thoughtful but composed. Suddenly, Lindsay's expression changes. His reaction leaves him momentarily stunned. Later, the team exits the cave and steps into the open. Luoda, in high spirits, teases Lindsay about making a huge profit 20W in one day. Lindsay smiles and adds that he didn't just earn money, he also gained a valuable favor. Luoda laughs and reassures him, saying not to worry. He promises that he won't forget this help and that they'll definitely meet again in the future. Watching him leave, Yu Zuyun smiles and thinks to herself meeting two powerful people in one day wasn't a waste of time at all. Looking at Lindsay, she says she'll work hard to become stronger too. Once she reaches his level, she hopes they'll have the chance to team up again. Lindsay smiles gently and encourages her to keep going, promising that they'll definitely get that chance in the future. Lindsay walks through the city, thinking to himself that with his current budget, he might be able to afford a B-rank pet beast. He arrives at a sleek pet shop where a shop assistant greets him warmly and asks if she can help. He tells her he's looking to buy a pet beast. She gestures for him to follow her. They walk upstairs into a display area filled with various pet beasts in glass cases. She informs him that all the available options are here, ready for selection. The assistant politely tells Lindsay to take his time browsing. Lindsay walks through the display, observing the pet beasts. He figures out that in a regular store like this, B-rank pets are probably the highest tier options available. As he examines the beasts, some stand out like a skeletal creature and a mushroom-type pet, both marked as B-rank with basic evolutionary paths. Then he spots a small fiery spirit beast. Lindsay instantly reacts this one has a hidden evolution route. But even with that, he notes that it doesn't come close to the potential of Snowball's evolved form, the Ice Queen who belongs to a completely different league. The assistant praises Lindsay's sharp eye for spotting the rare flame spirit. She explains that although it's a B-rank pet, it's considered top tier among its grade and is priced at 160,000. Lindsay is surprised by the cost. She adds that the price also includes materials needed for its evolution, trying to sweeten the deal. Lindsay politely says he'll look around a bit more. As he walks, he reflects on how Snowball was once considered an F-rank pet, believed to have no potential. But he now understands that official rankings aren't absolute, they're just opinions based on knowledge and experience, not facts. Suddenly, his system alerts him there's a hidden royal tier pet beast nearby with a concealed evolution route. As Lindsay continues browsing, something suddenly catches his attention. He pauses, surprised one of the pet beasts looks oddly familiar. He approaches a small, rock-like creature labeled as a rock type. At first glance, it seems simple, but something about it stands out. The display shows its basic evolution path into a larger, bulky stone creature with enhanced strength, defense, and elemental resistance. But what really surprises Lindsay is its hidden evolution route. It doesn't just grow stronger, it can evolve into a being known as the Rock God, tapping into ancient bloodlines and gaining the power to control Earth itself. Lindsay discovers the requirements for the rock-type beast's next evolution stage. He notes it needs full growth, elemental essence, and a rare powder, which hints at its hidden potential. He suddenly remembers why the creature looked familiar. It's the same base form that another person's pet, the giant rock beast, evolved from. But that one followed the normal path. What surprises Lindsay is that this version could take a completely different route, one that leads to a divine-level evolution. Something the other owner likely had no idea about. He compares the two pets mentally. Ice Crystal Spirit is more of a burst damage and control type, fitting for a mage role. Meanwhile, this rock-type beast would evolve into a warrior type, focusing on strength and endurance. The assistant, cheerful and enthusiastic, tells Lindsay that the little rock beast is quite a popular choice, easy to raise, decent in battle, and very affordable. She offers it for 80,000, and Lindsay agrees to buy it without hesitation. He also requests some additional materials for its evolution, listing them confidently. Hearing his request, the assistant is confused. She points out that the rock beast can't evolve using those high-grade materials and questions if he's planning to actually use them on it, especially since they're expensive and meant for more advanced pets. Lindsay laughs it off, claiming the materials are meant for someone else as a gift, brushing aside her concern. Lindsay checks his remaining balance, only 20,000 left. He's a bit frustrated that the evolution materials cost more than the pet itself. The assistant completes the transaction and hands him the sealing orb. The little rock beast is sealed inside with a brilliant glow, confirming the contract. As the bond is formed, a notification pops up. Lindsay has successfully signed his second pet beast, and earns plus 300 achievement points for it. That evening, Lindsay prepares for training. He sits cross-legged with the materials laid out in front of him and begins the summoning. The little rock beast appears in a flash of blue energy, its growth rate currently at just 12%. Lindsay checks his available achievement points, 800 total, and realizes he needs to raise the pet's growth to 100% before anything else. He spends 220 points, boosting the rock beast to stage 2 with full growth. A bright light surrounds the creature as it levels up instantly. Lindsay sits comfortably with the rock beast in front of him. Looking at its cute and clumsy appearance, he thinks to himself, no one would expect this little guy to carry a hidden god-tier evolution path. He then instructs the rock beast to eat the evolution materials he prepared. The creature immediately reacts, charging forward and gobbling down one of the items. But before it can evolve fully, Lindsay reminds it there's still more to consume, pointing at the second item that remains untouched. Lindsay watches as the rock beast stubbornly shakes its head, refusing to eat the remaining evolution material. Surprised and annoyed, Lindsay scolds it, reminding the creature how expensive those materials were. To his shock, the little beast even throws a tantrum, stomping around in protest. Lindsay is left speechless. "You're actually mad now," he mutters in disbelief. Just then, a summoning light appears. The rock beast pauses, tilting its head in confusion as someone is about to arrive. A dark energy pulses through the room. Snowball appears, her expression cold and ominous. Lindsay quietly observes, noting that Snowball seems to have recovered well. Without warning, the rock beast launches itself forward in a full-speed charge, its small body engulfed in rage. The impact as it crashes headfirst into Snowball with a loud burst. After the impact, Snowball stands firm, calmly holding an ice blade in her hand. The rock beast, now on the floor, looks defeated. But instead of staying down, it suddenly bursts into dramatic, exaggerated sobbing, flapping its tiny arms and crying loudly. Lindsay watches the whole thing unfold and rubs his forehead in disbelief. He can't help but sigh at how overly his new pet is.
This is the end of the video. If you guys want to see the next part, then don't forget to subscribe and like the video.